Welcome to the Uzziah Show, where being young, black, and successful is celebrated. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions about your business, career, or finances, then this is the show for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited for tonight's talk. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to build your legacy. I'm going to be giving a lot of game. Y'all are getting a real gem on tonight's episode, y'all. So welcome. Thank you for joining. If you're just coming in, be sure to leave me a comment to let me know that you're here, and I'll send you some love. Y'all, we are legacy builders tonight. And for those of y'all that are joining me for the very first time, my name is Uzziah. I am a professional business consultant, and I help emerging professionals get out of debt and start their own business. So I want you guys to get on camera for tonight's talk because I want to help you build a legacy. That's what this is all about. I'm going to give y'all a ton of game. Y'all know this is going to be Patreon level game. This is not going to be an everyday show, y'all. This is not going to be an everyday video. Tonight is special. So make sure that you soak up these gems right now while you can. And all I ask in return is that you keep the engagement flowing. Make sure to leave me comments. Let me know that this resonates with you. Make sure that you cam up. I want to get some feedback on tonight's show. And please make sure that you keep the likes up. As soon as you come in, just smash that like button. It only takes 2 seconds. It don't cost you no money. And if you love what this show is about, then help to keep the doors open by bringing a super chat. The super chat is the dollar icon that's directly below the live chat box. Just tap that, make a donation to the show. Your donations is what makes you a sponsor. I want to give a quick shout out to the brother Ronald, who joined us for the very first time yesterday and made a $10 Cash App donation. Thank you so much, my brother. I really appreciate the support. Welcome. I'm really excited to have you on board. For the rest of y'all that are joining for the very first time, welcome. Please leave a comment. Let me know your name. Let me know where you're from. I want to show you some love. Tonight it's going down. How to build a legacy. Let's get right into this. I am very passionate about tonight's topic because I'm a firm believer that there's too many of us that work ourselves into the ground with nothing to show for it. I want to make sure that your life makes a mark, that you have something to live on for your name after you're gone. My question to you is, what legacy will you leave behind? So if you care about your family and generational wealth is important, then I need you to tap into tonight's show, y'all. Tonight, I'm going to give y'all 10 ways to build a legacy from scratch. It doesn't matter how much money you make, what your education level is. Tonight, I'm going to show y'all how to build a legacy from scratch step by step. So make sure that y'all tap in. Tonight is going to be special. Welcome once again, y'all. Please make sure that you subscribe, because once we hit 10,000 subscribers, then that is when the Black Men's Career clothing line will be on YouTube. So if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Tonight we're talking about how to build a legacy. The first thing that you need to do is you need to identify what you're going to build your legacy around. You need to identify if your legacy is going to be around family, career, philanthropy. What is your legacy all about? Now, I know as you're watching this, you're probably wanting a little bit of the three. But the reason why I'm focusing you here is because you need to build a legacy brand. You have to define this. You don't want anybody else to define what your legacy is going to be. You know, people can push and pull you in all kinds of directions. And if you're not careful with your time, you'll end up spending your entire life building someone else's legacy. I want you to build your legacy. And so you need to identify your legacy brand. The reason why your legacy brand matters is because you cannot do it all. You don't want to be defined by everything. So when I build this platform, I want my legacy to be the contribution that I made to Black culture. I want to go down as one of the most impactful online leaders within our community. I didn't live during the civil rights era. This is where I make my mark through the inspiration of the Most High God. What is your legacy going to be? Are you going to have a great family? Are you going to have an exceptional career? Are you going to give back to those less fortunate? What is your legacy? And as you define your legacy brand, I want you to identify your one thing. If you can't get anything else off the ground, what is the one thing that will define your life? I want you to get focused. See, the problem with us oftentimes as a people is we're all over the place. Our mind is constantly scattered. And although you may have many gifts and talents, time is short. Tomorrow is not promised. So if it was all over today, what do you want to be said about you? What will you want people to say about you at your funeral? What will you want to be the lasting impression? Different from most people, I don't want you to wait until it happens, because once that happens, it's too late for you to find out. I want you to control and outline what people will say about you after you're gone by building your legacy on purpose. You be the architect. Don't leave it in other people's hands to decide what it is that they think about you. You need to illustrate your entire brand through your legacy. You need to make that brand legacy so prominent, okay, that people cannot get outside of it. So if you want to be the family man, every day you're focused on family. Even your haters would say, man, you know what? I didn't like this person, but he sure does love his family. He sure does spend time with his kids. What is your legacy, y'all? I want you to focus on creating a life mantra, because I want you to focus on creating a mission, not a career. Man, you're not ready for tonight. I'm just telling you now, you're not ready for the game that I'm giving y'all tonight, because this is just the first step out of the 10 on how to build a legacy. The reason why this topic is special to me is because I've had very close people in my life that I've loved with all my heart that passed away not putting enough focus on their legacy. They were well-intentioned people. They had a good heart, but because they did not take the time to focus on the things that I'm telling you in today's lesson, when they left this earth, some of their loved ones was left hanging. And the average person is not remembered past 1 year after they're deceased. I don't want that to be you. I want you to be remembered for generations. I want you to be the person that when your family is looking back on your lifelong legacy, they say, this is the dude that really got this family in order. This is the person. Everybody had their part to play, and that's all fine and dandy. But when we talk about game changers, this is the one. This is what I want for you in your life. And this is why y'all are tapping into me, because this is what you desire. I know that you want your life to mean something. So please take very careful notes while you're here. Let me check these comments to see if y'all are liking, commenting, and super chatting. My sister, you've been on my mind, sister. I've been wondering where you've been at, my sister. My sister, A Diamond, it's so funny because I just recorded another round of Breakthrough Year videos today, and you've been on my heart, sister. So make sure that you're staying tuned for a fresh new round of videos. Hopefully you checked out month 8 already. Your super chat says, I love your show and positive message. Thank you, sister. Can this be done for a woman without a husband? Absolutely. I mean, you have to walk in your legacy before the legacy is there, before that legacy is fulfilled. So even if you are a single sister, but you have aspirations of getting married, one of the best things that you can do to find the right husband is to identify what you want your legacy to look like so that you know that you're aligned with the right man. You will never know if you really have the right man who you're supporting if you're not clear on what you want your life to be about. A lot of us have it very vague in our hearts. We know that we want to do something. We don't want to live average, but the step-by-step process on how to get there is unclear. That's what I'm trying to show y'all on tonight's topic. Okay. So thank you once again for that $10 super chat. Thank you for getting us started tonight. Y'all, if y'all love tonight's message, please do me a favor and give a donation. Please help to keep this show going. This is the only platform where there is positive Black male media focused on your financial, spiritual, and communal empowerment. And if we do not invest in positive Black male media, nobody else will. We complain about how you see all these rappers telling us to sell drugs, how we watch all of these celebrities that's out here acting crazy, but will we invest in the right platforms to help us get off the ground? Okay. Ariel says she's excited for today's show. I think that you will be, Ariel, because I'm going to be dropping a lot of knowledge that I hope stays with somebody for a lifetime. Okay, so thank y'all so much for tapping in with me. Tonight, we're talking about how to build a legacy. If you're just joining, make sure that you smash that like button. Okay, please smash that like button right now before you do anything else. So that way, this message can go out to more people. I think that this is something that everybody should know, because these are the essentials of a life well lived. Okay. If you're only living for the time that you're actually on this earth, you're not really living. You're not going as far as you can go. Some people walked this earth over 1,000 years ago, and their legacy is still intact. Their message, their contributions, the things that they did for the world, it still speaks for them today. I want you to do the same thing in the way that God has called you to do it. That's why this lesson is so important. So if you're joining, welcome, smash that like button and make sure that you bring forth a super chat, just like my sister Ariel. Shout out to my sister Ariel from Louisiana. Man, this sister put it down yesterday, y'all. I don't know how many of y'all saw last night's show, but last night we was going in. We talked about what's more important than money in terms of reaching your success. And this sister knocked it out the park. I'm looking forward to more talk from you tonight, my sister. So get your talking points ready because I'm going to give you the link to Cam Up. If y'all are just joining, man, I'm excited. Let me just get back to the topic. I'm not even going to hold this thing up. You need to identify what you're going to build your legacy around. Is your legacy going to be around family? Is it going to be around career? Is it going to be around philanthropy? Many of us want to do all of these things, and on some level you can. But what is the one thing that you will accomplish if nothing else happens? We don't know how long we'll live. And so we need to make sure that if we're not able to accomplish everything that we would want out of our lives, that the one thing gets accomplished no matter what. And I want you to understand, my people, I'm asking you to come up with a mantra for your life. The same way that a company has a mission statement, that's what I want for you, because you are the CEO of your own life, and it's time for you to act like it. Listen, your life is a business. You are a brand. So why do you put more effort into a company where you work rather than the brand of yourself? What is your personal mantra? What will people say about you after you're gone? Even if you just made the mindset shift of looking at your life like a business and acting accordingly, that would change the game for a lot of y'all right there. So let's talk about it. When you first start building a legacy, you have to identify what you're going to build your legacy around. The second thing that you need to determine is what is going to be your identity scale. This is Patreon level stuff, man. I'm telling y'all getting one over tonight. Y'all getting one over tonight in terms of how many gems you're getting. When you identify your legacy scale, you need to map out the level of legacy that you're trying to create on this planet. So Martin Luther King Jr. operated on a global scale. He left a message that shocked the world. You have streets named after him, buildings named after him, holidays in his name. Martin Luther King had a global impact. Jesus Christ had a global impact. This gospel is to be preached throughout the four corners of the world. Do you want a legacy scale that is local, nationwide, or global? This is something that you need to identify before you start building the legacy. The reason I say this is because the scale impacts the strategy. So if you are not concerned with having a large scale behind your efforts, you may just decide, hey, you know what? I'm just looking to change my family tree. I come from the bottom. I'm not trying to be no world figure. As long as my, family makes it out of the hood, I'm good. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to identify your scale, because you could end up being so impressioned by people that are doing things on a national scale or a global scale that you'll start following after them, even though their life may look totally different than the life that you ultimately want to have. I want you to think about this. Some people who have a national and global scale don't have positive families. You know, when you think about certain world leaders, some guys, just like I mentioned before with Christ, he wasn't married. He was married to the church. So when you talk about the type of scale that you want to have, you have to be congruent with that in your actions. If you're going to do things on a local level, then you're probably going to be somebody who's a lot more community oriented than someone who sets out to be a national leader. Identify your legacy scale and begin chipping away at it day by day. That's very important. The third thing that I want you to do is for you to write a letter to your older self. Write a letter to your older self. I'm just tripping off of how much, if you just take one of these things, I promise you, it's going to help your life. It's going to help your family. It's going to help your future generations. I want you guys to write a letter to your older self. The person that you're writing to is the person who's about to pass away. This is you on your deathbed. And when you write to your older self, you're going to write a letter reminiscing about all of the beautiful things that you did while you were here. The objective of this letter is for you to read it on your dying day and say, I finished my course. Now, the things that are included in this letter are the type of person that you've become, what things you've accomplished, and how you've given back to the world. I want y'all to write this letter to yourself in 3 paragraphs and hold on to it, because you're going to use this letter to hold you accountable all the way up to your dying day. Now, obviously, no pressure, right? I know I just laid it on really thick and really heavy for you guys, but I want y'all to consider this. You know, when you look at people who are elderly of age, they're constantly sorrowful about all of the things they didn't do. They had regrets. And if you were to ask them, what would you do if you could live life all over again? They would tell you that they would spend their life focused on the things that they actually wanted. Instead of playing it small and just following the Joneses, they would actually do what their heart told them to do. That's what I'm trying to get you to focus on right now. I'm trying to get you to tap into your heart and put down your heart's desires on paper. These are things that only you know. Okay, God has called you here to do something very special. If he had not called you to do that, you would not be here. So, what type of person will you have become by the last day of your life? You know, what character adjustments will you say that you have made? Right now, you might come from a dysfunctional family, but you've become a positive person. You've become a great friend. You've become a great husband, a great father. Whatever it is that you want out of life, put it down on paper. Where there is no vision, the people perish. What will you achieve? So think about what all of your goals are. Think about the type of person that you want to be and what success follows that type of person. Some of you want monetary success. Some of you want to create generational wealth. Some of you want to build businesses. Some of you are looking to invest in real estate. Take the time to write it all down and don't get caught up with, focusing on how you're writing the letter. You're not trying to win a Pulitzer Prize. You can simply write out different bullet points answering these questions. And then once the bullet points are mapped out, then that's when you can put it in letter form. What will you have achieved while you're here? Lastly, what will you have given back? It's not enough for you to just go through life focused on self. What are you going to give back to the community? What are you going to give back to the culture? What are you going to give back to your family, your friends, the future generations, the next one up? See, I don't even have any kids, y'all, but I strive every day to bless or be a blessing to my children if the Lord ever blesses me with child during my lifetime. I don't want to wait until the children are here. I want to put the building blocks in place today. So if and when I am blessed with children, they can already start off farther ahead than I did when I came into this earth. That's one of my goals as a future father. So you got to be very clear on this. And for those of y'all that are still trying to find your purpose, I highly advise you to check out the show that I did a few weeks ago on how to walk in your purpose. Make sure that you check that out. I outlined in that show exactly how to tap into your calling. Now, I want you to make sure that as you walk in your purpose to build your legacy, you make full use of all of your gifts. I'm going to share a quote with y'all that I feel is very heavy. This is by a personal development speaker, a brother that I view as a mentor named Les Brown. Les Brown says, "The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you will find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid to take that first step, keep with the problem, or determined to carry out their dream." Listen, y'all, that's heavy. That's deep right there, man. The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you will find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled. Are your dreams going to die with you? Your ideas, your legacy, your visions. Your job is to make your legacy live for you after you're gone. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to give you very specific entities that you can establish that will remain intact after you pass away. We all going one day, y'all. But if we do the right thing right now, there will be things that will live on for us after we're done. I'm about to check these comments. Hopefully, y'all are resonating with this lesson tonight. Hopefully, y'all are leaving some super chats to be able to show love for all the game that I'm giving to y'all. But ultimately, I really want you to think long term. I want you to take the time to make the investment to not only change your life, but the people that come after. And to be quite honest with y'all, this concept is one of the reasons why I put so much content out for the rest of the world. This is my legacy. I would love nothing more to still be able to touch people's lives even after I pass away, because the videos will still be here, Lord willing. Even if I'm not around anymore, somebody can still tap into this video and say, man, that brother, he really cared. He really cared about our community. He really cared about our culture. It wasn't just about the money. He had a genuine heart towards the people. And that's something that I want to speak for me, by me, while I'm gone, after I pass away. I don't want it to just be something that I leave in the hands of other people, because no disrespect to family or friends, you can't control what other people are going to do after you're gone. And if you come from a family like I come from, people will do some of the darndest things after somebody in the family passes away. I'm going to just leave it there. Let me check these comments, man, to see where y'all are at on this topic. Hopefully y'all are vibing with it. Let me see where y'all are. Okay. Thank you so much, my brother Juice, for the $20 super chat. I could always count on you, my brothers, to support the platform. Thank you so much, my brother. Much love. Really enjoyed seeing you on yesterday, my brother. Hopefully I could get you on tonight, Lord willing. I think that you would be a very good ambassador for this topic. My sister Nikki P is in the house. Shout out to the sister Nikki P. Why are you nervous about this one, my sister? You're already in the midst of creating quite the legacy. So, give me a little bit more. Leave me some comments. Tell me a little bit more about how you feel. Gabriel Young said, stick with it, bro. Because of your free book, I started my own small business in my trade, heating and cooling. I'm still working for a company, but my goals are clear. New Orleans is in the house. Hey, man, all praises to the Most High for that thing, man. I'm definitely proud of you, my brother. Congratulations. Let's all give a hand to the brother Gabriel Young, man. Thank you for tapping into this content. Thank you so much for all of your support, my brother. Keep me posted on how things go for your business. In fact, make sure that you send me an email so that way I can promote your business on this show for free. I would be honored to do that for you, King. I just want to put out there that the brother said again, he said, because of your free book, I started my own small business. So for those of y'all who don't know what he's talking about, I offer a free book. It's called the How to Succeed Survival Guide. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it. This is the book. Okay. The How to Succeed Survival Guide, how to create an amazing life without living paycheck to paycheck. Okay. I will put up the link for you guys to get your free copy. All you got to do is just click that link and take care of the shipping and handling. And as soon as you do it, I will send it your way. Congratulations once again, my brother. I'm putting the information in here right now. Y'all bear with me. If y'all are just joining, welcome. Tonight, we're talking about how to build a legacy. If you want to create a legacy to live long after you're gone, then make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure that you get comfortable, because we're going to be talking about this tonight, y'all. Okay, so check this out. This is the link to the free book on how to succeed. This is by yours truly. It's right here, y'all. As soon as you click this link, you'll be able to access this. Once you put in your address to tell me where to ship it, it's on the way. Okay, so let me start going through a couple of these other comments real quick before I get back on topic. Man, y'all have been real good with these comments tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you, A Diamond, for coming with it. Thank you, my sister. You said, here you go again, telling me something I have never heard or thought of before. You continue to teach me so many new things. Hey, this is my calling, my sister. There's nothing else that I would rather do in my life than to give back to my community. I'm blessed. I'm one of the most blessed men that's ever lived in my eyes, because God has blessed me to be able to give something back to my people, and that is rare. Shout out to the brother Juice for the $20 super chat. Once again, thank you so much, King. Shout out to uh, my brother Yasha Allah for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, my brother. Hey, Yasha Allah, you noticed we had a couple other folks set the tone tonight to start off the super chats. You've been holding it down. You've been the record breaker. Usually, Yasha Allah is always the first one out the gate. I'm happy to see y'all are supporting. So for those of y'all that want to donate to this platform to continue to invest in positive black male media, please tap the dollar icon directly below the YouTube chat box, and that will allow you to bring forth a super chat donation. As you can see, every donation I always recognize. I do not take your hard-earned money for granted. I love y'all. I appreciate what you do to be able to keep this show going. And even if you are watching this broadcast after it is live, you can still donate. The Cash App and the PayPal information is in the description. Okay, just do Cash App $ Black Men's Career. PayPal information is scrolling across the screen right now. So let's get back to these comments. Tonight we're talking about how to build a legacy. My sister Pecloria, welcome. I'm not sure if you were on for yesterday's show, but I actually celebrated you as well as Mike Sapp. Send me an email and I'm going to give y'all my maximum productivity masterclass for free. I want to thank you for all the support that you've shown to this show. I love y'all. Thank you for sponsoring this channel. I'm going to pour into y'all the way that y'all pour into me. So please send me an email at uzziah@blackmenscareer.com, and I will give you complimentary access to my premium program, the Maximum Productivity Masterclass. All right, y'all, let's keep these comments going. Let's keep these super chats going. Once again, like A Diamond said, thanks to all supporting. I'm getting back on topic now. Y'all continue to comment and donate as I stay on topic. So we talked about writing a letter to your older self. And I told you that if you have not yet identified your purpose for living, then check out the video that I did a couple weeks ago on how to find your purpose. I also want to point out that if your legacy is built around a gift that you're looking to monetize, make sure that you check out the video that I did on how to take your talents and turn it into money. Listen, y'all, these shows all build on each other. I know a lot of y'all are coming right now for the very first time, and this is your very first show. But every time y'all see me do another show, I'm building off of everything that I shared with you in the previous episode. This is a life journey that we are on. This is about making a transformation in your life. So make sure that you check out the other episodes. I do these shows 6 days a week, y'all, all the way from Sunday through Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So make sure that you share this with your family and friends because I want all of our people to have access to the content. So the next thing that I want us to talk about is creating a legacy bundle. I want you to think about what will be in your legacy bundle. Building a legacy is not just about leaving money. It's about leaving a legacy. What all will be included? So you may decide that you want to include money. You may decide that you want to include property. There may be certain memento type writings that you want to leave behind for future reference. You want future generations to hold on to this. Man, I done seen so many people from other communities who know where their people come from that, have all these family heirlooms, and this is a picture of my father in World War II and World War I, and this is my great-great-grandfather, and this is what, this person did. We need to start doing the same thing. I know we have a unique experience as a people, but we have to be responsible for shifting our culture. We cannot continue to repeat cycles of, I don't know who my daddy is. I don't know where my people come from. I don't know, my family DNA. We got to start getting back into the habit of leaving real legacies and leaving culture, leaving traditions, leaving customs. Part of us living through the curses of slavery is being removed from our heritage, being removed from our customs. Now it's time to bring that back. So, one thing that I really encourage you to do, y'all, and this is again next level game, I want you to consider having family interviews. I want you to schedule some time with your closest loved ones where you cut on a camera and you start asking them questions. Start asking them things that you've always wanted to know, where you could really ponder on the answer even after they're gone. Some of y'all know that a few years ago, my father passed away. And it's so crazy because from time to time, I'll experience things in my life and I'll ask myself, man, I wonder what my father would have said about this. I wonder how he would have handled this situation. I wonder, when he was my age, how did he kind of overcome this situation? You want to have those things documented so that way, if something happens sooner than you expect, you still can hold on to something special. Listen, y'all, this one thing right here that I'm giving y'all right now, this could change your entire family tree. Because instead of just talking about the nature of the person through kind of secondhand information, people can hear it from the horse's mouth. One of the biggest things that I wish I could have done differently is I could have documented the thoughts of my grandmothers, documented the thoughts of my grandfathers, so that if I ever do have children, I'll let the interview describe them. They could see them on video rather than me trying to speak for another person. I told y'all this is the reason why I love creating content, because I don't want to rely on secondhand information about the legacy that God allowed me to build. You're going to get it directly from the source, whether I'm here or I'm not here. So start having family interviews, okay? Have it with your grandparents, have it with your parents, have it with close loved ones, even if it's with some of your closest friends. Just take the time to start researching questions that you would want to have on a list. And you can let them know about it in advance. Say, hey, I really want to really create a family legacy. I think it's a shame that so many of us go from one generation to the next, not really leaving anything behind. We ain't got to be rich folks to leave this. We could cut on a camera for free. All you need is a phone. So start researching a series of questions, put it on a list, share some of those questions with your family members in advance so that by the time that you sit down, they have their thoughts together and they're able to speak to it in what will then become a family heirloom. Okay. Make sure you write everything that will be in your legacy bundle. I just gave y'all one thing right there. That one family interview package, that is just one part of an entire bundle. Whatever else you want in there, photos, money, writings, whatever, put it in there. The next thing that I want you to focus on is listing all of the things that's stopping you from building your legacy. See, this is where the rubber meets the road, because how many of y'all right now are working on something that's tied to your legacy every single day? How many of y'all are working on something that's tied to your legacy? So many of us are spending our adult lives going through the rat race. These jobs that we're working at, they have nothing to do with our legacy. It's just helping us make it from one day to the next. We have to make time to build our legacy. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm saying you need to start putting things in place now, because if you don't, nobody else will. I don't know how many of y'all actually had close loved ones pass away. But what I can tell you is that when people pass away and you don't know what their wishes are, it's just one big guessing game. You don't want people to guess what you want to leave in terms of a legacy. You want it to be very clear. You want it to be very defined. That's why you have to start building it today. But you cannot build that legacy without first identifying all of the things that's stopping you from getting there. So just again, write this down. Notice I'm always telling y'all to write stuff down. I don't want these thoughts to go in one ear and out the other. I want you to write it down. Write down, this is stopping me. Is it my job? Is it bad health? Is it a toxic relationship? Whatever is stopping you, I want you to write it all down. Write it all down. Do a brain dump. Everything that gets in the way of your legacy, you need to put it on paper. Once you're done writing out that entire list, I want you to start internally. What I mean by that is, see, it's easy for us to say, this person is stopping me from my legacy. But you know, the number one person that's stopping you from your legacy? It's you. It's the man that's in the mirror, because you are responsible for your life's outcomes. You can never build a positive legacy for your life if you are not confronting your own demons. Start internally. What are the things that's really holding you back? You know, some of y'all, maybe it's the spirit of self-doubt that's holding you back. You know, you come on these shows because you know it sounds like good talk, but you can't see yourself doing these things that I'm saying. You like hearing the sound of investing in real estate and creating a lifelong legacy, but in your mind, you don't see yourself in that position. That's where you need to start internally, because that's what's stopping you from building the legacy. Okay, I got to work on doubt. Do I need therapy? Get your therapy. Do I need counsel? Get your counsel. You need to start from within. Start purging those things from within, whether it's doubt, whether it's discipline, whether it is an addiction that you have, whatever it is, focus on it now. Some of y'all are way too emotional, and your emotions stop you from your greatness, because every time you try to do something to pursue your greatness, you always get in your feelings and you always give up. You complain that it's hard. You complain that it's long. You complain that it takes so much time and you're getting all of this opposition. You got to start blocking that out and focusing on the grind, man. You got to focus on building your legacy. So start with the internal things first. And then I want you to commit yourself to remove all of these obstacles one by one. I'm telling y'all, the things that I'm giving you right now isn't something I've read in a book. These are the secrets that got me from being homeless to now making money from home, from the comfort of my own home. I tell you guys this every single show. When I was in corporate America, the system was never designed for me to do what I'm doing right now. It was never designed for a young Black kid from South Central to grow up where he grew up, get up out of there, end up retiring from corporate America in his 20s, and then building a business empire all from the comfort of my own home. This was not designed like this for me to win. So when I'm telling you guys these secrets, I'm telling you these things because I did it. This is what I had to do. I had to remove obstacles on my way from corporate America to here. I had to identify what things are getting in my way. What's my ideal life? If I could close my eyes right now and imagine the perfect life, what would it look like? What would I be doing? Who would be around me? Where would I live? What would I spend my time enjoying? I closed my eyes and I thought about it. And then I started to write down all of the things that was stopping this from happening. And once I had a clear look at that list, I went on a relentless mission to start crossing things off one by one. And guess what was one of the primary things on that list? My 9-to-5 job. So when I'm showing y'all this, I'm showing y'all how I arrived here. Okay. It is a journey, but I do these shows on a regular basis so that way you could be on the journey with me. Let me check these comments to see if y'all vibing with the topic, to see if y'all are supporting the channel as you should. Let me see what we got going, my people. Okay. Thank you so much for all of the feedback, y'all. Thank y'all so much for all of the love. Thank y'all so much for all of the comments, y'all. It really does help whenever y'all are rocking with me on this. And I'm going to give y'all this link to Cam Up tonight. I think that tonight is going to be special. I think that if we can get a few of us on camera, brothers and sisters, we can trade notes about what we want for our legacy. And my prayer is that as we participate in tonight's discussion, maybe we can give back to the culture by sharing ideas for other brothers and sisters to follow. For now, I'm going to thank Sister Pecloria for the $10 super chat. Yes, please do reach out to me via email. She said, we really appreciate you for taking the time to always teach our people. Absolutely. You know, when I was growing up in South Central, one of the primary thoughts that I had on my mind was, how did the people who got out of here make it? How did they make it out? And one of the things that I always thought about was, man, how come they never come back and tell me how they did it? You know, how come I watch these guys on TV and, you know, the movies and, you know, they're traveling all over the world. How did they do it? And I always committed to myself at a young age that if I ever made it out, I would give back to my people and, you know, really try to pour into other brothers and sisters that come from certain backgrounds to be able to make your way out. We got opportunities here, my people. We don't have it as bad as we think. We can continue to do better. Okay. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Shout out to M Theory 50. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the support, my family. Shout out to Nikki P for the $10 super chat. If y'all are just joining, welcome. Tonight, we're talking about how to build a legacy. I'm giving y'all 10 steps on how to build a legacy from scratch. If you have zero money, if you don't have a lot of education, I'm showing you how to be a legacy builder from wherever you are. So make sure that y'all like, make sure that y'all subscribe and tap the notification bell. and make sure that you donate to this channel so that way I can continue to do shows like this on a daily basis. This is where I take all of my knowledge and give back to the culture. Okay. So let me show y'all this. This is a $20 super chat from the brother Native Arain. He says, peace, brethren. I owe $80,000 on a vehicle. Damn. Should I let it? Should I let it? Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm sorry, man. I just saw this. I'm like, brother, that's a house. How do you owe $80,000 on a vehicle? Is this a Ferrari? Should I go back and pay for my house in the next 3 years instead? What do you think, brethren? Man, I would sell that vehicle. Sell that vehicle, give it back. You ain't got no business holding on no $80,000 car, King. I mean, unless you're a millionaire, which, hey, if you are, more power to you, my brother. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot that's holding you back from really building wealth. And if you saw what I posted in a recent show, I talked about how one of the things that stops a lot of our people from creating generational wealth and building high net worth is too many liabilities. So if we look at this example, all the brother would need is $20,000 more in credit card debt and student loans, and he already has $100,000 in liabilities. But do you have $100,000 in assets? You know, one of the things that I talked about on that show was that a lot of people misconstrue income with net worth. You could have a $200,000 annual salary. That's not your net worth. Your net worth is based upon how many assets you've accumulated as a part of your balance sheet. The $200,000 salary only matters if you've retained some of those finances and put it towards assets. If you did not see that show, check it out. My brother Rodney Lawrence is on. He said, I'm sorry I missed the last 2 broadcasts. Your presence was definitely missed, my brother. Definitely you was missed, man. I was warning about you. I hope you was doing all right. Shout out to Rodney Lawrence. This is one of my favorite sponsors, y'all. This brother is out of Melbourne, Florida. He says, my water heat went out with minimal expense funds. I did catch the replays, though. Increasing your net worth is heavy. This is the reason why your emergency fund matters. This is the reason why your emergency fund matters, my people. Okay, I always tell y'all, don't wait until it's raining outside to put on your raincoat. Make sure that you already come prepared with that umbrella. Make sure that you're already ready for anything that happens. Shout out to Rodney for the $5 super chat. Okay, so let's get back into this topic. Let's talk about how to build your legacy. Okay, let's recap the 5 real quick for those of y'all that are just joining. Number 1, identify what you're going to build your legacy around. Are you going to build a legacy around your family, your career, or philanthropy? Number 2, identify your legacy scale. Are you going to do it on a local level, a national level, or an international global level? Number 3, write a letter to your older self. Hold on to this letter for the rest of your life because you need to look at it to verify that everything that you said that you would do, you accomplished. Okay, you're holding your older self accountable. You're right now, you're having a conversation with your older self, you know? So if you imagine yourself living 70 years, you're having a conversation with your 70-year-old self to say, hey, here's how I made you happy. A lot of us subconsciously destroy the 70-year-old us because we do things to make our life a living hell. You do things right now that feels good in the moment, but it's going to hurt you 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. So the reason why you're writing a letter when building your legacy is to make sure that you are honoring your older self. I want you to be able to look at your life before it's all done and say, I did that. This is a life well lived. I'm good now. I'm okay with going back to the Father now. I've finished my course. I don't want you to get to the end of your life filled with regret. So the third thing that we talked about was writing a letter to your older self. The fourth thing that I told y'all about is creating your legacy bundle, identifying everything that you want in it, be it money, property, writings, etc. We talked about the importance of a family interview. The fifth thing that we talked about was listing all of the things that's stopping you from building your legacy. Number 6 is you putting as much time towards your legacy as possible. You need to dedicate your life to this to make sure that it actually happens. And okay, I'm gonna let the cat out the bag for a little bit, but for those of y'all that are not in your breakthrough year, you're gonna have to see that video just to be able to get the full details of it. A large part of your life is you figuring out what your sweet spot is. You need to identify what your strong point is in life and continue to play it. I walked through how to do that in this month's talks in my program, Your Breakthrough Year. Breakthrough Year is a 12-month coaching program that I have showing you how to make the next 12 months the most productive months of your life. And so I want you, as you're building your legacy, to dedicate as much time towards the building of your legacy as you can, because it's going to take time for you to figure out what you are exceptional at. And then you need additional time after finding it to work it. Okay. So the seventh thing that I want you to do is establish a will and trust. You need to have something in writing to prove what your final wishes are. Y'all know black people be fighting after people be dying. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know y'all's uncles, y'all's aunties be acting a fool every time somebody passes away. If you want to make the grieving process easier, put your wishes in a will and a trust. Okay, the will ensure that people know what your wishes are. And all of this needs to be notarized, not no ghetto stuff. Don't just put it on no notepad. I'm telling you, you need to check out LegalZoom. Check out LegalZoom. And you can, there's also another website. It's called getyourishtogether.org, I believe. Getyourishtogether.org. Now, when I'm saying ish, I'm not saying the other word. It really is the other word. Getyourblanktogether.com is a website that actually gives you the forms for a will, a trust, all of those things. You need to have these papers. You need the will to outline your last wishes. You need the trust to make sure that your precious resources aren't squandered. So I know that some of y'all might have watched Power. And when you saw at the very end, spoiler alert for those of y'all that haven't watched it, I'm about to give it away. At the very end of Power, Ghost had a trust in place for Tariq to not spend the money however he wanted. Tariq had to go to college and maintain a certain GPA in order to receive the money. That comes through a trust. You need to set up a trust. The average family, wealthy family, loses their wealth within 3 to 4 generations. And one thing that you can do to preserve your family's wealth for as long as possible is to outline how the money is to be spent and put restrictions on how people can use it. So, for example, you may put in a trust, my son, my daughter cannot tap into these funds unless it is to go to college, unless they're making a certain GPA. This person cannot tap into these funds unless they are buying a house. This person cannot tap into these funds unless they're debt free. You want to just have these different things in mind. The way that we tend to lose money within our community is we don't set any parameters around our assets when we pass away. So you might have worked very hard as a father, but you might have had a son that was a knucklehead, and he might have spent half your money on drugs. I'm speaking real talk about things I've experienced in my family. I'm not going to put us all out there like that, but I know firsthand men that spent their entire life working at a 9-to-5 job only to have their child take the money and spend it on an addiction. You need to have a trust. It's not enough to have the money. It's not enough to wish your family well. You need to have the stuff documented so that way your wishes are observed. Number 8, get life insurance. Do you hear me, my people? Get life insurance. We are some of the worst people on the planet when it comes to this topic because none of us want to talk about death. And as a result, none of us get the life insurance. Y'all got all these life insurance companies out here constantly trying to sell y'all on something, but we never tap into it. Listen, I was on the phone with a brother yesterday who is an ambassador of a life insurance company. And I told him, hey, brother, I want you on this show. I want you on my show because I want you to start advertising how your life insurance company will benefit the brothers and sisters that tap into the show. A lot of us right now, here's a question for you. Be honest, keep it a buck. Do you have life insurance? Leave me a comment. Yes or no? Do you have life insurance? Yes or no? I will be reading through these comments. I'm not asking you this to put you out there. I'm asking you this because I'm trying to help you build a legacy. Listen, y'all, you don't have to have buku money to leave a legacy. Get life insurance. Now, y'all know I constantly recommend term life insurance because you can get term life insurance for only $30 a month. You don't need a lot of money to get term life insurance. There are different types of life insurance policies like whole life policies, but I always recommend that you take the difference from how much money you would spend on $100+ whole life insurance policy versus the $30 life insurance policy, and you invest the difference into an index fund because you would get a much better return on your investment. Now, we as a people are so bad at this. I'm telling you, get your life insurance however you will. If you want to fight me tooth and nail on getting another type of life insurance, just get your life insurance, King. But if you want to know what my recommendation is, get a term life insurance policy. Get it for you. Get it for your spouse. Get it for your kids. You see other communities do this all the time. This is the reason why they have long money. How do you think the Rockefellers still have money to this day? They flowed a lot of their money through life insurance. Y'all don't realize there's certain types of life insurance policies that the elite have that some of us don't even have access to, that keeps money in the family as an income stream from one generation to the next. This is your gift back to your family. If you love your family, you will take the time to get set up with life insurance. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to work on getting a brother on here so this way you can get insured and give back to your people all at the same time. That's a win-win. Make sure that when you get this life insurance policy, it is 10 times the amount of your annual salary. So if you make $50,000 a year, Take out a term life insurance policy that's $500,000. Okay. You don't need to go anywhere beyond that. This will ensure that your family is sustained for up to a decade after you're gone. If you are taking out a life insurance policy that's 10 times your current annual salary, you're leaving behind enough money for your family to continue on for the next 10 years with no additional money. That's big, y'all. And see, I was telling y'all in a previous show about the great wealth transfer. A lot of us ain't tapped in on that because we don't put these things in place. You don't literally need to have $500,000 in order to leave $500,000 behind. For $30 a month, you could have an insurance policy with a $500,000 value. Let's get into number 9. Surround yourself with people who will help you build your legacy. Okay. You got to be very deliberate on who you're aligning yourself with. You need to find mentors who've done what you want to accomplish in your life, and you need to get guidance from them on how to do it. Last but not least, number 10, and I'm looking for y'all to cam up. I'm going to put this cam up link up here again. Yasha Allah, where you at? Juice, where you at? Everybody else, where you at? Ariel, where you at? I'm naming names. I am naming names. I need y'all on here tonight. I want you to talk about building your legacy, my people. Okay. I'm about to open up these phone lines. The 10th thing that you can do to build a legacy from scratch is to reaffirm your legacy every single day. I know they don't teach this to us in a school system. I know many of us have not heard this from our family and friends. But the top 1% is very obsessed with reiterating their purpose and their legacy every single day. One of the books that I've referenced on this show before is Think and Grow Rich. For any of y'all that have read it, y'all know Napoleon Hill talks about reading your legacy at the top of the morning as well as right before you go to bed. I'm just telling y'all to at least read it one time. But when you read in that book, he says that needs to be the first thing that you read aloud when you wake up, and it needs to be the last thing that you read before you go to bed. Okay. I want y'all to consider something. I know some of y'all may know more scriptures than others, but there's a scripture in the book of Job that talks about how when you go to sleep at night, God will seal your instructions. I want you to be a lot more conscious about the thoughts that you tell yourself right before you go to bed. Because as you sleep on it, it has a way of resonating with your subconscious on a deeper level to where you wake up and you begin to project the thoughts that you had before you went to sleep. This is the reason why a lot of times when we was in college, when we were trying to memorize information, we would say, let me sleep on it. It has a way of cementing the information. So again, those are the 10 things. Y'all, watch this show again, please. Not for me, for you, for your family. Take diligent notes. I'm not giving y'all this information just for the hell of it. I'm giving it to y'all because I want to make sure everybody on this show lives the best life possible. I want you to do it big for your kids. I want you to do it big for your community. I want you to do it big for yourself. These are the 10 steps on how to build a legacy from scratch. So now we are going to cam up. Okay, my brother Yasha Allah is in the house. I'm gonna put him on in just a second. Y'all can see he is live and indirect. My brother's looking good. But before we get started, let me first take the time to acknowledge the super chats. Shout out once again to my brother Native. This brother Native be holding it down. My brother Native, you right in line for the Maximum Productivity Masterclass, King. So what I want you to do is I want you to send me an email. I'm going to give you the Maximum Productivity Masterclass on the house, just as my way of saying thank you for all of your support. I tell y'all this every show. When you pour into me, I pour into you, y'all. When you make a commitment to supporting Black-owned businesses, I do all I can to try to help. So thank you, Brother Native Arain. He's been an incredible sponsor for this show. Every time y'all see him on his broadcast, put some respect on his name. He says most of it is negative equity. I had 6 brand new vehicles in 7 years. I know it was a bonehead move. I'm tired of playing around, brother. Why don't you have a rental car company? Why aren't you putting these cars on Turo and just renting them out? Like, you could put it either on Turo or rideshare. Bro, you should be making like $10,000 a month if you got 6 vehicles, 6 brand new vehicles in 7 years. Unless you didn't ran all of these cars into the ground, you should at least have 5 vehicles that you could make some money off of, bro. Like, maybe there'd be a couple that you do sell because you know some of this is kind of crazy, but start putting some of these cars, man, on some of these ride sharing services. I keep telling y'all, ride sharing is the win. Shout out to my sister Shamaya. Good to see you on, my sister. I'm definitely glad that you tuned in to tonight's topic, sis, because I know that this will go a very long way for you and your little one. Okay. I pray that all is well with you, my sister. Y'all, Shamaya be jet setting, y'all. She be putting spirits on me, man. She be traveling places. I'm like, man, I want to go. But I'm down here holding it down, doing my job for the people. Thank you for the $5 super chat, my sister. Much love and respect as always. My brother Yasha Allah, talk to the people about legacy.
Shalom, big brother. Shalom. Can you hear me, big brother?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. For those of y'all that are just tapping in with us, welcome. Tonight, we're talking about how to build a legacy. Please make sure that you smash that like button if you're just coming in. If you love what we are doing with tonight's broadcast, then please look out for our community and leave a donation. This is what keeps the show going. All you have to do is tap the $ directly below the live chat box, and that will allow you to donate to the show. If you're watching this broadcast and you don't know how to super chat, but you have Cash App, you can give a Cash App donation, $ Black Men's Career. If you want to PayPal, you could donate via PayPal. All the links are in the description below, y'all. I just needed to get that out the way. Please keep the donations coming. My brother Yasha Allah is in the house. What you think about legacy, Yasha Allah?
That's real good because I thought about it years ago, but I never took action. And a lot of my people has passed away. My grandfather, my grandmother, elder cousins. All I have is memories, but nothing video or nothing about who they really are. You know what I mean? That I was really close to. You know what I mean? Especially some cousins I was really close to. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, I don't even have that either. Nothing.
Yeah.
If I die, that's it. So I got to start doing that. I mean, that's never thought about it. To take action until you said something. You know what I mean? Like, whoa.
Yeah.
That is true.
And that's the reason why I love this platform so much, man, because, even if you never got around to doing that, and I pray that you do, this is still a memento to be passed down right here. When I would love to be able to point people to this and say, look at how the brother gave back to his people. Look at how the brother was committed to educating the community. This brother is on here every night, y'all. He don't got to do this. This is an investment that the brother is making towards the next generation, but it stresses the importance of us having something to hold on to. I'm right here with you, sir. And that really speaks to my heart in what you said, because memories fade. I remember like it was yesterday, man. I wanted my father's phone to stay on as long as possible, just so that I could still hear his voice through a voicemail. It's little things in life that we take for granted, but once it's gone, it's gone. And so tell us more about how you feel on the subject of legacy. This will be very important for the community to hear your thoughts on this matter.
As I'm 60, I can remember my grandmother's last words. I was like 6 years old, and that hurts.
Wow.
So I got tears even now because I was right there when she passed. Wow. I was 6. I still remember. But nobody knows the good things that she done for me and my brother, because she was really my mother. And like all of us was raised by our grandmothers. You know how that goes.
Yes, sir.
It ain't stopped because of me. It ain't stopped because of me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, she was there. I can remember everything, but nothing to show my daughters or my granddaughters. This is your great-great-grandmother. She always wore a dress. I got a picture of her. That's all she did. She just done a lot of this for us. I can remember, but nothing to pass on down to let everybody know this is what she did for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you should have it. I got to do it for myself. I got to make time to go ahead and start doing it for myself, to pass on down, to show them. Because a lot of stuff I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm 60, and I'm still trying to find out who my grandfather is on my father's side. I'm still trying to find out today. Wow. I'm searching, I'm asking, I'm searching, and I'm asking. I just got a name 2 years ago, who he is.
Wow.
But like you said, we just don't know and don't pass it down. Oh, it's a secret. What's the secret? I still want to know whether it's good or bad. Let me determine that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, it's good to pass on down what you think. Like, I got that set of kids. Hey, only thing you know about me is what your mother told you, your stepfather told you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've been here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things you can't do because of the course. You know how that goes. Right. But at least if I can write it down now, they can go and search for themselves and look for themselves and determine for themselves when it comes to that conclusion and say, let me really find out, or let me see what's really happened. You know what I mean? Because it can hurt. And you still hold that grudge for long. I've done it for a long time. If you don't know certain things, you'll hurt and hurt and hurt. You know what I mean? And people think, oh, everybody hurts. That's why I don't put us down. I don't care how old you are. We have those pains. We have those grudges because we go through a lot. You know what I mean? We go through a lot.
Absolutely. I really appreciate everything that you're throwing at us right now, sir. And I guess one of the questions that before I even get into the question, I sincerely want to know what we can do as your family on this show to help you leave your legacy. Because, all of us that are on here love you, man. We bond on here from night to night. And I know that sometimes it could feel like it's a lot to manage. So, if you could let us know what you want to leave behind as a part of your legacy, and let us know how we can help you do it. I would really love for that to be one of the hallmarks of this show. I mean, you know me, man. It's not just about getting on here and talking. It's about us really doing the work. And so if you could, sir, could you give me some insight on that?
Well, really, I can't even tell you, because all things I'm learning a lot now, because I've been doing a lot on my own for a long time. It was always me doing it, always me hustling, me getting down nitty gritty. A lot of people know me on trucking. They like, no, this dude's still truck. He's getting down. So I really never had that relationship like now. You know what I mean? You showing me a lot more. You my younger brother, my big brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that. You see what I'm saying? So I have to learn now what I really want to leave behind. You know what I mean? Because all I thought wasn't taught: work, do good, pay your taxes, die, and that's it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But now I know better. Like you said, I don't want to do. I know I don't want to do that. I know I want to leave something for my kids. I do know that. You know what I mean? And like you said too, the insurance thing, I seen it hands on. People get nasty. But my grandfather, yeah, he did what you did. Everything was black and white. You get this, you get this, even to the tool. He was a carpenter. Even to the tools was laid out who get what. You know what I mean? But it's still, you got those two who want to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not even in the turns office 10 minutes. Throwing hands. My mom and my aunt. Aunts and mom get down. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm like, you can't take sides, auntie and mom. I'm like, come on, stop fighting. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? If you don't love me, you don't love me. I'm like, I love both of y'all, but you gotta stop. You know, but that's very important. That part is very important. You know what I mean? That's important. But I'm learning more now from brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? So, you know, but I can see now, if I do leave something behind, I want my younger generation to prosper.
Yes, sir.
That's what I want. Sir.
Yes, sir. And I'm looking forward to that. So it sounds like you got some homework, sir. You know, respectfully, I know that you come on here for the tuition. This is school. So please make sure, sir, that you take some time to really ponder on tonight's show. And I would love to see you come back on the show, sir, with maybe a few major things that you want to leave behind as a part of your legacy, because I really want us to do all that we can to support that. You're not in this by yourself, my brother. You know, we all got your back, man. And if there's anything that we can do to help for anything, please let us know. All right, now.
Thank you.
Much love to you, my brother. Lord's will, we speak soon.
Lord's will.
All right, now. So I just want y'all to really ponder on the seriousness of the topic. And, the easiest time for you to focus on building your legacy is right now. The hardest time for you to focus on building your legacy is when you already know that you're in your last days, and it's very hard to turn the tide. If you're watching this right now, you have the time. Take the time now. Do what's difficult when it's easy. If y'all just a little bit by day. I'm working a little bit on my will today. I'm working a little bit on my trust today. I'm setting some pictures aside. I want the family to hold on to this. If you do it just a little bit day by day, that is how you will get to real results. Y'all know I'm about to go off on y'all because I've been wanting some of y'all to cam up. Y'all hiding tonight, but I want at least one more person, please, to cam up. One more person. This is such a heavy topic, and I would love to see somebody else speak on it. Brothers, sisters, cam up. The link is in the description. You ain't got to be on here with me all night, but please do talk about your legacy. Okay, what legacy do you want to leave behind after watching tonight's broadcast? I'm also going to answer a couple questions real quick that I saw. Ian Jackson says that he does have life insurance, but it's through a job. Does it count? It's better than nothing, my brother, but you really need a separate life insurance policy. The two reasons why is because, for one, typically your company life insurance policies are extremely limited. They're not giving you 10 times the amount of your salary. You need that 10x amount if you're really trying to set up something strong. I'll give an example. My father did the exact same thing. he had a life insurance policy through the VA. And because he never updated his information from the early 90s, the lion's share of the money went somewhere he didn't even want it to go. This is another reason why y'all got to get this stuff together. Okay. My sister passed away at 39 years old, passed away before my father did. She had sickle cell leukemia. And her life insurance money that my father had set aside for her did not go to her child. And my father knew the child. So these are all things. I put my life out there because I just want you guys to learn from it. Okay. You don't want to rely on the job life insurance alone just because they give it to you at a limited amount, for one. And secondly, if you lose the job, you lose your life insurance. You know, if you ever decide to quit that job, you get laid off, something happens, the life insurance is gone. Now you don't have life insurance no more. So please, y'all, even if you do have a life insurance that comes from your 9 to 5, make sure that you get a separate one just to make sure that you give yourself some extra protection. Okay, somebody else asked a question about IULs. Again, I am a big proponent of term life insurance policies. And the reason why I'm a major proponent of term life insurance policies is because a lot of times when you get like a cash value life insurance, you don't get to tap into that money until a few years from the time that you actually set up the policy. So God forbid anything happened to you within the next 2 years. You're not even being able to tap into it on the level that you thought that you could. A lot of people say, oh, well, you know, shouldn't I go with a whole life policy? Because if I'm going to pay the bill for it on a monthly basis, why wouldn't I want to pull that money out of the account? It's just like when you pay for auto insurance. You don't get money back from Geico if you got Geico auto insurance, but you're putting money towards it just as a protection in case. Every month we pay auto insurance just in case we get into an accident. The same logic applies with life insurance. Now, again, the reason I stress the difference between a term policy versus a whole life or a UIL or IUL is because the difference between how much the opportunity cost and how much money you're putting up is ridiculous, man. So some of y'all, you will open up a whole life policy and you'll treat it as an investment vehicle, but the return on the investment from a whole life policy is so minimal compared to the amount of money that you would have made had you taken the exact same money and put it in the stock market. Okay, I've told y'all this before when we've had other investment talks. I'm about to give y'all away these 2 free stocks sponsored by Webull. I've showed y'all the investment returns that have come by the S&P 500 from year to year. If you get in an index fund, that right there has a much higher return on average historically than what people have made through life insurance policies. So you paid the minimum on your life insurance term because that is not an investment vehicle. It is a protection vehicle in the event that you pass away. If the same additional $70, $80 that you would have been putting towards that whole life insurance policy, if you put that in the stock market every single month, by the time you pass away, you could end up having $1 million in assets. So it's, again, I always talk about opportunity costs here. But like I said to y'all before, y'all gonna live your life. as long as you have life insurance, do what you do. Okay. So we got one more on here. And real quick, since I talked about stocks, A Diamond, I'm about to bring you on right now, and then we will close it out with you. However, since I brought up stocks, I'm giving y'all these 2 free stocks right now that are sponsored by Webull. Webull is one of the fastest growing financial brokerage companies in the world. Through Webull, you're able to invest in stocks as well as cryptocurrency. So if you click the link in the comments below, you will be able to get 2 free stocks. Shout out to Webull. My sister, A Diamond. So good to finally see you, my sister. Thank you so much for joining. What you got for us on tonight's topic?
I, I'm sorry. It's
You're
so nice
fine.
it's so nice to finally meet you.
Absolutely, likewise.
I just wanted to thank you. I'm very, very. I don't really have a legacy speech to say. I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, sister.
And just also, I really just to also make a comment as far as the legacy points that you brought up with philanthropy, career, and family. I'm really thankful that you broke it down that way, because I realized when I was first thinking about it, I didn't realize that there was other ways to think about it. Legacy, I always only think about family only, but that helped me to realize that if I was to leave a legacy, it would be wrapped around philanthropy. Just I want to be a voice and a help to young children in my diaspora group or my group, my demographic group, to get healed and help, because there's a lot of young children that are going through so much these days, and I want to be able to give back and help them. So hopefully I'll be able to do that one day. I think listening to you will help me, I know it will, because one day I'll talk to you off camera probably about the breakthrough year, but I just have so many testimonies that I could tell you about that. So if anybody's wondering about getting it, they should.
Awesome. Absolutely. So y'all heard it here, y'all. Man, I like I said, you've been on my mind, so it's right on time for you to join us. I really do pray that you are able to build that legacy that you desire, especially for philanthropy, because it is so important for us to be able to give back to our community. If you could, since I know that you've been wanting to talk a lot about breakthrough year, a lot of people don't even know what breakthrough year is. Could you kind of give just a little bit of feedback on how you feel breakthrough year is helping you build your legacy? Could you kind of walk through that?
Yeah, it's literally changed my life going through the breakthrough year. I have a whole book. It's actually getting bigger and bigger. I'm planning on doing my I don't know if you can see it, but
I can.
It has all my whole year mapped, my 5 year, and then my 10 year, and hold on, I'm getting feedback. Hold on, let me turn this down. Okay, so I just wanted to say that as far as it's helping me build my legacy, there's just so much. I've been promoted at my job. I made a choice because I've come from a past of really strong torment. It's been a lot. It's very heavy, so I won't go into all that. But it's like almost the difference between night and day. I've been at my job for like 11 years, no promotions, no nothing. So far, now I'm getting like all these job offers thrown at me. I am because of my past torments and stuff, I wasn't able to connect with people. So because of there's an actual goal in there called social goals. So I was like, okay, I literally stepped out and I joined a camp, and I was like, wow, I would have never done that if I hadn't had that motivation. So I always say to myself, I was like, he's like one of the shepherds sent from heaven to help guide me in the right direction. That's another thing. So I've improved my, my connection, my social, and also my spiritual. I've gotten deeply into that. There's all these different goals that when I thought about breakthrough year, I'm thinking about, oh, I want to lose weight. Oh, I want to get more money. But this actually encompasses a holistic of your whole life. And it literally has changed my whole life so far. And I'm still working at it. I write notes every day. My book is just getting more and more filled with all these notes. I take notes every module. I'm very, very thankful. Very thankful.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I'm so nervous.
No problem, my sister. I just love having you on. I love hearing your testimony. You know, we've exchanged emails for so long. It's good to finally put a face to the name. Yasha Allah is definitely celebrating you, and you know, all of us here, you know, we really rejoice and appreciate you so much, sis. For those of you that are wondering what breakthrough year is, I'm putting a link in the comments below. Okay. Breakthrough year is my 12-month coaching program where I really show people how to change their life. You know, in what you heard from A Diamond, that's exactly what the type of change that we strive to bring forth as a part of the program. When you come in, it's not just about money talk, and I'm sure even Angela would tell you it's most of the program is not directly talking about money, because there's so many intangibles on, you know, your time management, your energy management, your mindset, that you won't have a breakthrough unless you fix those things first. And so, you know, I'm just putting this link here just so that way y'all can see it. I go through a lot more detail on what your breakthrough year is about right here in this link. Okay. Once again, your breakthrough year is a 12-month coaching program that's designed to help you reach your goals, make more money, and maximize your productivity. I walk through a step-by-step process on how to reach your biggest goals 10 times faster. You know, a lot of people talk about, oh man, this year is my year, but I've actually created a program to show you how to do it. Okay. So if you are looking to have a breakthrough year, and you want to get life-changing results, this is the program for you. So thank you so much, A Diamond, for tuning in. Definitely be on the lookout for month 9. Those videos are coming up this week. Okay, so just stay on the lookout for that. And I definitely want to see you on again for another show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, now. Okay, so y'all, tonight has definitely been another incredible night. Okay, Ariel is showing you a lot of love. A Diamond, she said that she's so happy for your success. I'm so happy for all of y'all, man. This thing is truly a gift from God that we're able to do this. I'm so happy that we're able to come together as a people online to just celebrate each other, man. You know, sometimes it feels like it's us against the world. And I'm so thankful that we have this online space to really pour into each other. So that does it for tonight, y'all. Tomorrow we are going to talk about what I learned from owning my business after 5 years. A lot of y'all are business owners, aspiring business owners, and I want to tell you about what I learned from owning my own business after 5 years. I'm going to give y'all a lot of gems. Okay. When y'all see the A Diamonds on, when y'all see Yasha Allah on, you're looking at real people. And, you know, my life's calling is to just try to, you know, give as much value to as many people as I can. So thank y'all so much for donating to this platform, because it helps me to support other people okay, that are looking to have their breakthrough. If you're still looking to donate to this show because you love what we do, then please tap that dollar icon that's directly below. Anything that you can give really helps y'all. There's a lot that I put into these shows behind the scenes. So thank you so much for your support. Even if you're watching the show after the live broadcast is over, you can still donate by going to $Black Men's Career, or you can go to PayPal by going to paypal.me. Once again, if you are a business owner and you want me to promote your business on this show, send me an email at uzziah@blackmenscareer.com and I will promote your business. Just send me your website, send me all the details about your business, what it is that you do, and how people can get in contact with you. And I will give you promotion on the next show if it is the right fit for this platform. Okay. Y'all know I always talk about connecting the Most High into everything that we do. So I want to make sure that what we're doing is a right fit for the channel. If you have any ideas for future show topics, send me an email at uzziah@blackmenscareer.com. I have not gotten one email with show ideas, so that must mean y'all love me coming up with every topic on my own. Y'all must love the content. If you ever decide that you have an idea on something that you want to see me talk about, please hit the email uzziah@blackmenscareer.com. Send me info your business. Shemaiah, send me your info on your business. I do believe that you have a vegan business set up. Not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just trying to look out for you. If you got any venture that you want me to help promote for you, sister, please send me the email with details at your earliest convenience. I know that you live in your best life, and I will promote your business on my platform for free. Thank you so much, my sister, for the additional $5 super chat. I pray all is well with you and yours. Lord's will, we catch up soon. All right, y'all. So thank y'all so much once again for tuning in. It has been very special. Make sure that y'all build your legacy, y'all. Tomorrow's not promised to none of us. Let's make the most of today. I love you. I'm praying for you. Let's stay focused and keep pushing.